Well, today I've decided to start out on a different trail, part of the trail behind the Pflugerville High School. So I'll show you what a taste of this looks like. And if you're wondering why I only have one lens in my glasses, that's because I recently had cataract surgery. Get my new glasses soon. One nice thing about this part of the trail is that there's less traffic noise. It's a little further away from the main streets. There's a few barking dogs though, so you may hear those, but as you can see, this is fairly open space. No real creek along it, but there's a wet drainage area that's wet sometimes when it rains periodically, but it's a nice quiet place to walk. Looking forward to when spring really gets here, because there's a lot of little green oases along this part of the trail where there's a lot of brush and birds and critters, and some nice places to watch the springtime blooms and wildflowers. Well, it must be time for school to get out, because we got some kids playing basketball or something down here at the first little playground they come to. It's a little grassy area where they hang out and play games. With the high school this close, of course, you'll see the youngsters strolling through the trail here on their way to school and back home. It's a nice, safe environment. memorial to this gentleman who was accidentally hit by a vehicle here at the 10th Street crosswalk. Well, coming up on the left appears to be a fairly new footbridge. It's got a nice rust color that fits right in with the landscape. So we'll take a little peek at it. I like that they put this bridge here because it makes a good connection for neighbors to get to the other side of the drainage area, and especially for the kids who walk to Pflugerville High School. Nice new bridge. Coming up on another nice little playground, neighborhood playground here. Kids love to play it. This is actually a fun part of the trail, especially if you're riding your bike, because there's several curves here, tight little curves that you can whiz through, and hopefully you don't hit anybody walking. now we open back up into a large grassy area, big field up here.
Connect to the trail just past the basketball goal on the right.
Pretty easy once you do it a couple times. It's got that little marker there next to the basketball goal.
Here's where I saw my first urban bobcat. She walked out of the bushes on one side, nonchalantly looked at me on my bike, and just walked off into the brush on the other side. No care in the world.
This is my infamous smash your bike into the tree location. That's right. Right at about 8 to 10 miles per hour on my bike, my old Peugeot 10-speed bike. I looked over at my left shoulder to make sure nobody was coming up behind me on the left, because I wanted to veer off to the left to miss one of the bumps up here on the concrete. Only problem is when I turn my head back to the right, I had a split-second decision to figure out how I was going to protect myself while I smashed into one of those trees. Luckily, when I hit, I landed with my butt on the trail, grabbed my iPhone, called 911 because I was afraid I'd pass out, because I knew I had damaged something. And luckily, the police and the ambulance found me and took me away, and I survived. 3 or 4 fractured ribs and bruises and scratches, and luckily none of the limbs gouged my eyeballs out. But anyway, a lesson there. If you're gonna ride your 10-speed bike at 10 miles per hour, don't hit a tree. Well, I can't wait for spring because there'll be a lot more greenery on the trail. Pretty soon spring flowers blooming and birds all around, things like that. Maybe these junipers or cedar trees, whatever you want to call them, will give you a little taste of green for now, but I'm looking forward to spring. Well, we're coming to the end of this segment of the trail. It's about 2 mile, and this part of the trail right here is almost directly behind the fire station located at Pecan Street and Railroad Avenue. So if you're going up and hang a right at Pecan Street, go to the bridge, walk down the right drainage, the right side of the bridge, you'll connect with the main part of the trail. So until next time, happy trails.